everybody! Lord Magic is here. Yeah, that's right. We're back. It's been a minute, right? Because the last week we did Merfolk in 2015 Modern, so that wasn't live stream. But we did have some F-Zero last week, so we still got some Twitch time in. But we're back. It's a little bit later in the week than we normally do this, but that's okay. We're gonna stream Merfolk and Legacy. That's right. So if you like what I do and you're watching my replay, give it a thumbs up. Really, really appreciate it. If you want to support me, you can either sub on Twitch or you become a channel member on YouTube. Either way, you will get your name on the intro here. And yeah, I always read through the comments and try to respond to them. And appreciate you just watching, being here. That's it. I'm perfectly happy with just engaging and talking to people. So I do this because people like watching it. That's it. That's all I need. So, well, let's look at our deck. Here we go. We've got us some legacy here, and it's basically the same as we played before. I think I just adjusted the sideboard a little bit. We did bring in Null Rods here. Null Rod because Mystic Forge was actually really popular at the Eternal Weekend. And other than that, everything else is mostly the same here. Consigned Memory is still really good. Also quite fine against the Mystic Forge decks. Got, Dismember is good against like on any of the creature decks. Harbinger of the Tides will help us against like the Frog and Reanimator decks. Same thing, we have Graveyard Disruption. The Ghost Vacuum is actually a little bit better against stuff like Uro. And Blue Elemental Blast here will help us against the red deck. The Moon Stompy deck, right? That one. Also against Painter, this should be helpful. So we've got some interactive things here. Our basic plan here, because we don't expect to see a lot of stuff like Plague Engineer, we are going to be just playing True-Name Nemesis here and trying to copy it with Phantasmal Image. And we also are able to jam Silvergill Adept because we don't expect there to be a whole lot of Bowmasters either. At least we're hoping not to see that card. And then Harbinger of the Seas there to screw with our opponent's mana, and hopefully they'll just get shut out of the game by this. There are a lot more non-basics in Legacy. People like to play their dual lands, and Harbinger of the Seas says, no, the fuck you don't. Yeah, we have 2 Mistcallers just in case we run up against the Reanimator variants of these frog decks. So, yeah, I mean, this is very simple deck, straightforward. So, I don't really have a lot to say about it. We've played very similar version of this before, so I'm just gonna jam this and see how it goes. Alright. Legacy Fishes. League. Excellent. I know this is not our usual stream time here, but we'll hopefully get some people coming in as we're doing this. There we go. Alright. We're on the play for game 1. This is actually a really bad hand. We have 1 creature here, and if anything happens to this, we're not able to cast these Phantasmal Images to do anything, so this is much better. We can easily keep this. I think that we just get rid of Sink into Stupor. Okay. Play an island and pass. Alright. What do we got, opponent? Flooded Strand, okay. Tundra, so probably Swords to Plowshares in our future. That's fine. We're just hoping not to see Solitude, right? So we really want this Harbinger of the Seas to ruin their lives. It chose not to use Ponder's ability. Interesting. Well, let's see if how many of these they have. My plan here is to force them. If they have another fetch land. Oh, Caracas, sure. They don't have any more blue cantrips. That's good. No Daze is going to stop this now. If you have swords, I'm going to make you burn it on Lord of Atlantis here. Then we made them burn the Force of Will too, so that means the Harbinger of the Seas is so much more likely to resolve. Neat. Okay. Let's play the Silvergill Adept while we still can. They might have it. They could have another Force, so this is kind of just checking. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see. Did you find another land, opponent? They did not. Okay. Good. I'll probably just copy Silvergill Adept with this image. Just draw more cards. They shuffled. They need to find real lands here. Oh, that's great. I don't think they have anything. Well, I am much happier to just kill them next turn by playing two lords here, so. Sure, brainstorm away. Are you gonna miracle Terminus here? I don't think so. Right? Yeah, they have nothing. So, what is this? Looks like probably just like Stoneblade. Something like that. Could be Bant Control. They do play Caracas in that deck. Yeah, I think that Ghost Vacuum is probably something we want here because there could be Uro here, but I mean that's really kind of about it. I'm guessing Mistcaller is probably not important. I mean, we should have a pretty good match here. It could be Nadu too, right? That's possible. If it is Nadu, yeah, it's hard to say because if it's Nadu, then it might be that Dismember is a little bit more important. You don't know for sure if it's control or that, but I'm sure that it's probably one of those two. You know what? I'm willing to say that the Dismember is probably a better hedge not knowing what we're up against. The control decks would still have some creatures, maybe like Tameo to hit with Dismember, but the Null Rod, or I mean the Ghost Vacuum, is probably not useful unless they're playing Uro, right? We don't know that they are just yet. Okay, I think that this is probably okay. Yeah. This seems fine. Okay. Let's try this. Aether Vial is good. I think I'm going to keep this. I mean, Harbinger of the Seas is kind of what we want to see here, so... We have Phantasmal Image, right? So if they try to get rid of my Harbinger, then I can just Violent Image and copy it. They'll only get one chance. And if it's just something like Stoneblade, then I think we're even in a much better spot, too. Fucking Foy Exile Brainstorm for Force of Will. That's, I mean, it's not really going to work out for you because I have Cavern of Souls. I'm just not going to play it yet. Okay, well, this plays around days. You already forced one. You can't do it again. Guessing they'll get the... Yep, that thing. Okay. They haven't shown us a non-blue and white land yet, so... No, they're... Okay, so they are an Esper here, so... There's Bowmasters. Alright. They are going to have a basic land. Well, that's... They got a basic swamp. Okay. It's a Fairy Time Raveler. Well, playing this Harbinger of the Seas means that you won't actually be able to cast any. You can't swords this thing. It is possible that they have Bowmasters. Oh, they have the basic... Okay, that's not good. Yeah, okay. They fucking Dazed Undoing me. Well, let's see. Did you pick up Swords to Plowshares? That was brutal. Okay, so though Days Undoing is something we need to be concerned about. Alright, well this should give us a good idea of whether they have it or not. They do. Okay. Let's take them off black mana, I guess. So they don't have Daze. That doesn't seem to be a card we have to worry about here. Alright, well, there's nothing really we can do about this except just try to kill them before they can find anything relevant. Well, that's bad. I think this means we probably lost. Sure. Going after Vial seems really weird. Why would they not go after my creatures? Oh, well, they just have Snapcaster. I think this is okay. I mean, I guess I just, like, play this and just let them show me more cards. That seems fine. Okay, you know what? That's fine. They're up like 6 cards in us. We're not coming back from that. Okay, so does this change what I'm doing here at all? Well, we know they have Bowmasters, so the Phantasmal Image is probably not very good. Our counter magic is not really set up to fight this very well. Just thinking. Do I want Harbinger? Do I want Ghost Vacuum? Or do I want the images? Like, none of them are particularly useful against this deck. They only probably have... Well, the Dismembers are probably okay, because they probably do have Tameo to be worried about. This is only triggers, though. I don't actually think they have, like... I don't think they have, like, any triggered stuff that I really care that much about. No. No, they probably have Hull Breacher, which we do need to kill. Okay. You know what? The image does actually kill their own Bowmasters, and copying their own Hull Breacher in like with it could actually matter. So I think this is what we're doing. We'll keep this. They have mulligan to 6. Okay. This is not the worst hand, but if they have like Bowmasters, it could get bad. There's Vista, so they're getting a basic here. Sure, that's fine. I don't really care about this. Let's just play another one of these, I guess. Okay, no Bowman to worry about here. Not yet, anyway. Kind of hoping we draw a blue source so that we can cast these in the future. Oh, that's actually not that bad either. But we don't. If they play Bowmasters, it's going to get ugly quick. So they're going to kill Silvergill Adept. But we might be able to just kill theirs with Image, so it could work out. Okay. There's the C, so yeah, here it is. Okay. Alright, just thinking about how I do this correctly. I don't want to give them an opportunity to daze this. Like, even if they probably don't have daze, but I just want to be sure, just in case, that they're not getting the black source back to their hand, so I want to wasteland it before I actually cast anything. Okay, there's Narset. Yeah, you're not casting that fucking Brainstorm, buddy. That's not happening. Not with a Bowmasters in play, you're not. I think we're just leaving this on 2, right? That's actually pretty good. Well, no, actually, it doesn't really do a whole lot here. Um, okay, sure. They put Days Undoing in the graveyard. That makes sense. Okay. Sure. I'm gonna leave this on 2 for right now because I think playing the Lord of Atlantis matters a little bit more at the moment. Alright. Well, I will take it up next turn. Let's get rid of this because I want to make sure that they're not on, like, Supreme Verdict mana here. Prismatic Ending. Ooh, that's interesting. Okay. I might have considered going after the Aether Vial, to be honest. But I guess they really need to cast those cantrips, and they just cannot afford for me to ping them with the Bowmasters. Well, they shuffled, so obviously it wasn't very good. Okay. Well, they're taking a lot of damage next turn, and I'm taking a Vial to get the True-Name out, so True-Name should just finish the game. This is a pretty good spot. They have a very hard time dealing with this card. Okay, Caracas is pretty meaningless. They might have another Swords here. They only have 2 cards, so it's unlikely. I mean, they could. Like, if they Swords it, so be it. That's fine. That's also fine. Yeah, that probably spells death for them. Okay. They've played a Tundra here, right? Sure, what are you going to find that's going to save you? I don't think you're going to find shit. Reveal Ponder, huh? Yeah, I still don't think that matters. You can go ahead and ponder all you want, but there is no card you're going to find here that's going to win you the game, so... Even if you find Swords to Plowshares, it's still over. Okay, we win. Excellent. There we go. We beat Esper Control. Excellent. That's how we like to see it. Okay. The only card that we might normally play that we don't have this time is Force of Negation, but we really didn't need it here. We were okay without it. Alright, well, there you go. They did the thing game 2, and then game 3 we just had to give a fuck. That's all. So, works for me. Works for me. So that, yeah, that puts us on the path to victory here. Phantasmal Image showing that it is a very good card against Bowmasters, despite being also weak against Bowmasters. So it is an answer to their own Bowmasters. This hand seems great. We have Force, and we even have a land that we can pitch to Force if we need to. Bloodstain Mire. Ooh, okay. Mountain. Chain Lightning. Oh, we might be up against Burn. Okay. I mean, this is probably fine if we're up against Burn. So we have Hexcatcher, we have Force of Will, and we have True-Name to block off here. Okay, what are we doing for 2? It might be Burn. What is my list tonight? Bolt Wave. Okay, sure. I'll show you. Okay. So they're running out of cards here, but we don't think we care that much. My list is very similar to what it was before. However, we do have stuff in the sideboard to help with this match for sure. We see here we have our blue elemental blast sitting here. All 3 of those will come in. Yeah, we can see here. I'll show you. Yeah, just you can get a quick look at our deck list here. So, you know, we're on Phantasmal Images today again, and I don't think Harbinger of the Seas is going to be terribly useful against this deck, but honestly, it should be fine even without it. It might be like on the play. Maybe it's more useful. All right, I guess we're just passing here. We flash in Hexcatcher when we need to. Actually, we don't want to pass here. They do nothing. Interesting. I think that do I play the Hexcatcher here? I think I'm supposed to. They played a mountain, right? Sure. Like I'm almost certainly just keeping this Force for and pitching Sink into Stupor to it. That was very good. All right, let's attack. Actually, maybe I'm supposed to pitch True-Name Nemesis. I only really need 1. The Sink into Stupor could be really important if they play like Fire Blast next turn. Price of Progress, it only deals me 2 damage. Okay, that's fine. That does very, very little. I choose you. And I'll just Vial in Silvergill Adept here. And then probably, yeah. I think this True-Name probably just gets pitched to Force, because I think Sink is probably way more important here. They have 1 card left, like, to deal 7 damage to me. I don't think it's happening. I don't think that they can beat me like this. Yeah, okay. I would definitely just leave this on 2, right? So if I play this, that's 3 here. So right now we're at 8. And then I think we still just kill them next turn. It'll be 8. And then this will be another 3, 11. So yeah. There is no reason to play the Master right now. I don't think that there's anything they can do. I think they're just dead. Like, they have to get through Force and Sync here. That doesn't do anything, right? That's pointless. Go ahead and attack. You won't. I mean, it is a blocker, but I can just remove it with Sink into Stupor, so I don't really have to care. They have 1 card, and there's no 1 card they could possibly have that's going to win them the game here. The 0 cards. I can even let this resolve. I don't even have to force this. Oh, they're going after my Hexcatcher, are they? Does this actually matter here? Yeah, if I can just let this resolve and still just Violin Master next turn, and that's fine. Sure. Yeah. I don't need them to know I had force the whole time. Yeah, they give up. Okay. Good. Excellent. All right. Yeah, I think you were correct. We take out a Harbinger of the Seas and we take out Mistcaller. We just bring in 3 Blasts because Blast is like the best thing we could do against them. Actually, Harbinger of the Tides is not the worst either. What do we have here? Sup, Moons Live. We're playing some Merfolk in Legacy. It is like that's what I'm thinking. Maybe I can cut like a Phantasmal Image and another Harbinger of the Seas for this. Maybe the image is still just better just because I want to copy stuff like Silvergill Adept with it. That actually might make more sense. Yeah, just Harbinger of the Tides might be just slightly better, so I think this is worth it. From the Discord. Oh yeah, I did respond. That's right. You did ask about subtlety. Yes, I remember this conversation. This is unfortunate. This is if we had like even 1 land, like this would almost be a consideration, but no, we need it. All right, this is a great hand. We'll keep this. I think this is the kind of hand where we might seriously consider. I think we just throw back an island, right? So we can may not want to. We might just hold this as a land to pitch to Force of Will. We're definitely keeping this. It's just a. Getting rid of Vial is technically an option. I don't know if we want to do that. Maybe. You'd kick Sync? I mean, we could. The thing is, if I have to use this Force of Will, I would almost rather just pitch a land, right? Because I can play the Vial and then just play my creatures through Vial if I need to, but I think that I'm getting rid of an island here. So we're going to draw like a couple cards before we get to the point where we need to play this land, so... I mean, that's true. See, like, I feel like I'm honestly supposed to force this, and I'm pitching Sync here, so... I'm not letting them hit me with Monastery Swiftspear for like 1,000,000 damage. Fuck that. That thing is going to get so much damage if I don't force that in turn 1. Grim Lavamancer is also sadly a card that I do have to force. Because that will, again, just erase my ability to have a board this game. Yeah, well, they have another one. They have another one. Okay. So we need a Hydroblast base, or with our Blue Elemental Blast now. That's what we're looking for. Alright, their hand just had 1,000,000 creatures in it. Alright, well that's bad for us. Okay. Like, this is the kind of hand that's really just difficult to beat, and there's not much we can do about it, but we gotta try. Okay, so I think I'm just supposed to play Adept here in case I draw the land or draw the blast. So they want to hit me with Swift Spear, or yeah, they'll probably have to just burn the Lavamancer in this, so Bolt Wave, sure. Yep. Okay. Well, we need to find a blast real soon. Okay. So this vial gets ticked up. This one has to stay on to... that's great. Okay, first things first. Do I draw a blast? Because that could make me reconsider what I'm about to do. Oh no, we're definitely bouncing Lavamancer now because we need time here. I have to reset this thing quickly, so. There's not really any good reason to play Wasteland this turn. I think I would rather they not know what my last card is. Rift Bolt going after me. Okay. Oh, Fire Blast? Okay, they just had it. All right. Well, that was like unbeatable. Yeah, yeah, exactly. There's no reason to play that. Okay. Well, they just had everything that time, so what are you going to do? Sorry. We needed our blast badly. They had like a bajillion creatures and just didn't. Alright, this hand is great. We're going to keep this. We have a force here. We have some creatures, so... again, I don't think I want them doing this. It's worth way too much damage to them to play that on turn 1. That's really good. That's not bad either, because that means we can pop both of these things next turn. Sure. I don't know why they made that attack. That didn't seem like a really good attack. I guess I'm just playing these vials for now. If I have to use Hexcatcher, I'll use it, but I don't want to play stuff into this Lavamancer just yet. Oh, that's not great. It'll deal 2 damage to me. Alright, so my situation is, if I activate this vial, I take 2 damage. If I play the Master right now, this Lavamancer is going to ping my Master. It means I will take no damage this turn. think that this isn't... I'm not, like, happy about this, but I don't want to take 4 damage here. If they want to waste their turn just, like, killing Master here, I will gladly not take 4. Sure. Okay. Everything goes up. That is great. Okay. I think I'm supposed to just kill this right now. I didn't know I was going to be drawing that, but having drawn that, your line definitely feels better. Okay, but they're running out of stuff now, so if I can find, like, a True-Name Nemesis or something, then I can be right back in this game. I need a creature, though. They have no cards left, they just have a 2/2. I need something that can beat a 2/2. Can we find something that beats a 2/2? I mean, we have a lot of draws that can do this. That's definitely one of them. I guess I can just vial this in, take 2, and then play Hexcatcher if they attack. We're just hoping they draw, like, a land, right? Oh, okay. That's fine, I guess. Alright, let's see them attack. Silvergill Adept on top. I mean, I'm not going to be able to play the Silvergill Adept, but I think I just have to eat this Goblin Guide while I have the opportunity. Okay. Well, the thing is, this Mentor can't really attack me, right? Alright, well... I'm at 3. Which means if they draw a bolt, then I die. I think being at 1 versus 3 doesn't really matter a whole lot, except that we can't cast a force. But I don't think I'm attacking with this thing anyway. Yeah, I think keeping force up probably matters a little bit more here. Oh, that's actually really good. Okay. They top deck a bolt, we're dead. I think I'm just supposed to copy Lord of Atlantis and attack them for 7. Because if they miss here, if they don't draw the bolt, then we probably just win, right? All right, miss bolt. They found it. Oh, they found Ensnaring Bridge? Interesting. I have to counter this, right? Like, I have to throw away 2 creatures. Oh, fuck, I can't. I did not realize that, that's not... Alright, I just lose now. Never mind. I totally forgot that Harsh Mentor would do that. Whoopsie. Oh, well. Well, Bridge was probably good enough here anyway, so... Drawing... Yeah, them drawing Bridge was just too good, so... Oh, well. it's it was technically possible to beat Bridge if we would had a sequence of like land into sink into Stupor and they just had like 2 lands on top, but it was like not likely to be the case. So yeah, okay. Well, I don't know, I feel like in general we have a pretty good matchup versus the red deck, but their game 2 was fucking incredible, and their game 3 was just a little bit better than ours. So I think they had to get like pretty lucky there. Especially with having like the 3 blasts, that should have been much better for us, but what are you gonna do? I totally neglected that, you know. That harsh mentor ended up being a lot better than expected. But them having Lavamancer both times, that was rough, and oh well, it's life. Alright, we go into game 3, or round 3. Yeah, Grim Lavamancer's like a very difficult card for us to deal with because we kind of need to put like True-Name in front of it, but it's very difficult otherwise. So, uh, yeah, this hand's fine. We'll keep this. Just play things and hope that it works out. Misty Rainforest. Okay, so what do we got? Tropical Island. Noble Hierarch. Okay. This could be Nadu. Um. Yeah, I feel like I'm just playing Masters here, right? In which case, like, we have Force up here. Hopefully this will be fine. What are we doing? Green, green? Green sun for 1? I don't think that I care about this. This feels like bait. Maybe they just... Yeah, they just need mana here. Okay. I'm pretty sure I just continue to play Lords, right? Probably play the Hexcatcher here. Because there's no way that the Birds is blocking the Master of the Pearl Trident. And, like, they're just dead next turn. Or damn near, right? It's going to be 4, 4, and 3. Yeah, so that'll... If they have to do something where they just die. A Birds is not going to do it, opponent. If that's all you've got, you are fucked. Springheart. Yeah, I don't think that's going to do it either. You're just dead. Okay, we did this. Good. Okay, so fuck. All right. I haven't played a whole lot against Nadu, so I'm still trying to like kind of figure out how this works. The Dismember seems important for sure. Other than that, like I'm not super like I'm not 100% sure what we do with this. Like this definitely seems like the way to go. Like most of the cards seem like they're decent here. Like Mistcaller can counter a Green Sun Zenith, which is nice. They don't use artifacts. I don't think that their graveyard typically matters that much. Like probably not enough for the vacuum to matter here. I think the Mistcaller's probably better than like the Phantasmal Image. Like I think that image is what goes out here. Um I mean overall like I think this is pretty fine. You know, the Harbinger of the Tides is probably not important because bouncing things is not very useful in general. They don't have a lot of basics. They have a couple basics, but like again, most of their stuff does get turned off by Harbinger of the Sea, so it's probably worth keeping. I think that we're just doing it like this. You don't like I don't think Harbinger of the Tides does very much. Like it could bounce a mana dork, but I doubt that matters. Let's see. I think that we're supposed to keep this. Hopefully, turn 3 Harbinger of the Seas is gonna do the job, but we'll see. They got basic forest, so they know. Okay. I think I'm probably just playing this Tide Shaper on this forest, right? Alright, well, what they don't know isn't gonna hurt them. We're just gonna try to curve Tide Shaper into Harbinger of the Seas. Allosaurus Shepherd, okay. The Gaia's Cradle, that's scary. I think I'm supposed to Wasteland this thing? I don't. Okay, so the Gaia's Cradle is tapping for 2, and the problem is if I Tide Shape that forest, they could just play Nadu here, right? So I think that we have to just Wasteland this Cradle. They didn't have anything to do with it for 2 mana there. I guess they're gonna Green Sun for 1. Our Cord for 1. Sure, I guess. But that has to go away. I'm not super thrilled with this, but okay, sure. I guess I'm attacking for 1, right? They're not blocking it. I guess we're still in the same plan of hopefully Tide Shape this thing next turn. They don't do anything. That's surprising. There could be another Cord here. Now I got to be careful because they have what, 1? No, they can Cord for 1, right? I think that this is, but this will only be a 1/1, so they could throw like anything that's like 1 from there. I guess this trades with a Chord of Calling, right? I guess that's fine if they do that. Sure. Alright, there's Nomad. Tropical Island, do you have Nadu? Oh, I think they have it. Oh, they're courting for it right now. Okay, that's bad. I think we're just dead here, right? If Nadu enters play here with this, they managed to get both this and Nadu out. Like, this is rough. All right, I'm giving up. I'm not letting them fucking go through this whole thing because there's no way that like they're gonna miss in this. They have too many creatures out and too many triggers. It is not worth my time. Mulligan. Fucking mulligan again, I guess. We have to keep this. Get rid of a Force of Will and sadly probably a Tide Shaper. Yeah, that was just rough. Maybe I was supposed to make them use their last land with Dismember. I don't think it would have mattered though. There's the bird. What do we got? Alright, well, we have Force to pitch to Force, I guess. It's not the worst thing ever. Okay. I cannot counter that, so. That doesn't really help me here. I think I'm just playing Master the Pearl Trident and getting in damage now. And probably pitching Harbinger to the Seas to Force, to be honest. Seems like they've kept kind of a sketchy hand here. Like, if you, what are they going to do? Are they going to cord for 0? Oh, yeah, you're right. The green spells you control can't be countered. Okay, so there's literally nothing we can do. Or nomads here. So if they just have Nadu, right, we just die. They just literally just kill us here with Nadu here, which is gonna happen. Like it, yeah, it can't be countered. Okay, whatever. You had an opponent. Not worth. I'm not gonna sit here for like 10 minutes while they go through their deck. Sorry, not gonna happen. Sure. That. So what? Yeah, they just had the Allosaurus Rider to just get around that. Well, yeah, I don't know. It's rough. We had the forces, but they just had Shepherd, so yeah. So there's nothing we can really do about it. We were on a mulligan to 5 and, you know, still tried. We still had a pretty reasonable hand, but this is never going to beat them just having protection into curving out, so. Oh well. Yeah, they also, like, they had the basic forests too, which, well, it helps like a little bit, but at the same time, like once they start playing their creatures, like their mana dorks, like I guess mana screwing them doesn't hurt. It's not like that great because they'll always be able to cast their stuff anyway. So oh well, we tried. I'm so glad though that we printed commander cards in Modern Horizons that ended up getting banned anyway because from commander. So this hand's great. We're gonna keep it. Probably one of the better hands we've had tonight. See if this holds up its end of the deal. Just a classic fish hand. Force of Will pitching Murktide Regent. I really want my Vial here because I don't want them to be dazing me for the rest of this game. This also means if they play a dual land in turn 1, I am much safer to just Wasteland this thing. I don't think I expected the Tundra here. Okay, well, they just had the fucking prismatic ending, but I guess we're going to find out. Do you have Daze as well? No? Okay. I think if they shuffle, I don't know, it depends upon what they do here. Yeah, Murktide Regent is not usually a card that I expect to see paired with Prismatic Ending. See what happens here. I don't think I can afford to use the Wasteland now because my hand is entirely 3-drops, and without getting to 3 mana, I'm doing nothing for the rest of the game. So I kind of just have to hope that my mana's okay. They have Bowmasters, that would suck. Yeah, we need to count to 3. Cavern of Souls would be very good this turn. Even just Island would be okay. It's not really what I was hoping for. They're going to force again. Okay. Cavern of Souls would have been the draw, but not today. They pitched Baleful Strix. Interesting. They're giving it flying. They really need to get that card today, right now. Okay. Marsh Flats. I assume that they'll probably get a basic here. All right. Well, we're just at the mercy of our deck giving us a land, right? That's it. That's not really what we needed here. Yeah, we're just kind of stuck. There will come a point where it'll be too late for Cavern to matter. And that point is getting here really quickly. He would have. I don't. No, well, if they were just going to block with Baleful Strix, I don't think I can afford to lose my creatures to this thing right now. Again, if I block like these things here, then they're just going to discard cards to this, and that's. Yeah, I can't, like. I cannot afford that at the moment. I don't think attacking with Baleful Strix was a good idea for them. That doesn't seem right. I think I would have only attacked with the frog. Ninjutsu? Oh my god. Yeah, that sucks. Okay, so this is like Esper Ninjas. Or, well, I don't know, I guess. Yeah, like we're just kind of get fucked here that they had both force and ending, and we haven't drawn a third land yet. There's only so much we can do, so Esper, like, yeah, that's possible here. I honestly think we should just quit this game. At this point, it basically doesn't even matter. There's so little we can do from here. Like they're so far ahead of us on stuff at the moment that yeah. Surveil to draw a card seems really good for free here. We had such a good hand to start, and then, the deck decided not to cooperate by just fucking mono 3-drops in 2 lands. Sure. Like, at this point, I'm not even sure playing something like True-Name would matter. So, here is a thing. If I play Harbinger of the Seas, they probably can't play any more spells. Or at least nothing that really matters. Assuming they don't have a counter spell. I think they've already burned 2 Force of Wills, right? So I think that this is where we're at. If they just have a Swords to Plowshares, I'm giving up. Okay, that's it. I quit. Fuck this. Sure. They had double Swords to Plowshares that turn. Like, what can you do? They just had literally everything every turn, so yeah, that was terrible. All right. Well, I think I want these cards, and what do I not want here? Well, probably have Bowmasters, so we probably need to keep the images. Maybe Hexcatcher's not that great. At this point, they're so far ahead on cards like there that I don't know. Even just it doesn't matter. No, well, here, the thing is, Image dies to everything, but at the same time, there's like a 90% chance that they have Bowmasters, and it's one of our only ways to get rid of it. So I don't like this, but I'm keeping this because I feel like I can't win if otherwise. I have to just play these vials and hope that they'll stick. I don't think Mulligan is going to help me. Alright, well, they don't seem to have had Prismatic Ending, so let's hope that they just don't. We started off so strong tonight, and then everything just fell apart. Just very unfortunate. I am also very surprised that I have both vials. I figured something bad would happen to one of them. Well, I mean, yeah, but it's also a Thoughtseize deck too. So, what like at some point, bad things are just going to happen, and you just hoping that not the wrong bad thing happens. Okay, that's why they have fucking Containment Priest. Neat. So that's just a hard counter to the vials here. And of course, we would draw the third vial after they draw Priest. That tracks. I don't know what to say. Like, I very strongly consider just right clicking and conceding there because the only way that we get out of this is if we dismember this thing like right now. That's it. Dismember this turn, or like we're just giving up. It doesn't really do anything. A blue land would definitely have helped. I mean, it's not impossible if we can draw like Cavern of Souls next turn. I don't know, if they like tap out here, we can bounce this thing and just like play a shit ton of creatures. That would be good. I don't know, but well, that's not good because now there's like no chance that they're not going to play this priest again. Well, you know what? No, maybe it's still okay because the point at which they play it again is the point at which I can still just dump a bunch of things and play. All right. We have one more turn to like draw a blue land to at least try to make this a real game. If we draw Cavern of Souls, it's possible. Okay. This is it. This is our one and only chance. All right, that's it. We had a chance and the deck said go fuck yourself, so that's life. All right. That was it. We tried really hard. Man, today is just not a good day for Magic. We started out very strong. We lost Burn, which should be good, but they just had really good hands. We lost Nadu because they just had their combo with protection 2 games, and yeah, then we just lose that where everything just goes wrong. We just can't cast spells. It's unfortunate as hell. I guess I have to keep this. It's not like an amazing hand. We're on the draw. It's like kind of shitty to be on the draw with not doing anything the first turn, but we have to try. Honestly, I probably Wasteland this thing, if I'm perfectly honest. Unless I draw like Aether Vial, I am probably Wastelanding this. Because there is a chance that they would keep a hand like that and plus like Ponder or Brainstorm and just hope that that finds them more lands. They shuffled, which means they probably don't have another land. Force was not a terrible thing to draw here. They played Wasteland. Neat. Okay. What in the fuck is this? Okay, hold on a second. Why am I facing this card in this format? Like, what does this do? I am very confused about this. Is this... This has to be, like... Like, what are we doing with this thing? Frog 5, I guess? Maybe? It doesn't do something that I don't expect it to, right? Wait, does this do something with Phyrexian Dreadnought? I think that might be why. Okay. I think that this might be a Phyrexian Dreadnought card, right? Because they play Dreadnought Exile the Dreadnought. I am very sure that that's what's about to happen here. So let's play the Lord of Atlantis so that way we have a blocker for this thing. And if they play Dreadnought, we have to force it, right? That's just how this goes. Because if that Dreadnought resolves, they're going to definitely exile it and make this a copy of it. If they force this, then we're dead. This is just gonna copy this thing, and they're just gonna draw. Yeah, that's it. They comboed. That wins the game. Okay, cool. All right. Well, that sucked. If we were on the play, like that hand would have been way better. But being on the draw, yeah, that sucks. Where the fuck have the Cavern of Souls been like my whole life? We needed like this mana like so much earlier today. It wouldn't have helped me there, but like, I don't know. Like everything's just not coming up Millhouse for us. All right. I don't think Mistcaller is good here. I do think Harbinger of the Tides is good, and it's probably we probably need Dismember because they're using stuff like Curie and Doorkeeper Thrall and Tameo that we want to get rid of. And the thing is that it has Trample, right? That's not great for us. So I'm going to say that Image is, again, probably not great. They do actually. They might have Oculus. That's worth noting. Well, I don't know if there's much I can do about them having Oculus. I'm not terribly convinced Hexcatcher is very good. Could be some like Wrath of the Skies kind of shenanigans. Or like, I don't know, they could have removal of that sort. Probably not. Say, you know what, maybe we keep the images just... Sure, we'll keep this. Okay, you're gonna just wasteland me here, I take it. I deserve that. That's on me. Could have played like a Lord this turn. But I guess if we don't draw... Yeah, look, we didn't draw another land anyway, so we would have... The only difference is we would have had, like, a Lord in play, and then this Tide Shaper, and then nothing else. Ah! Should have just taken the 3 damage from this thing. It's frustrating. There's another Wasteland, which they are doing nothing. This would be a really good time for Cavern of Souls, but, you know, we're not... That's not the life we lead, apparently. That's going to get Wastelanded. Dress down. Okay, so they're just going to play Dreadnought this turn. That sucks. Yeah. Really sucks because there's nothing we can do to stop it either. They're just going to play Dreadnought and we're going to die. What? Maybe I should have brought in Consigns, right? That has to be, like, good in this match. They played 2 Dreadnoughts? Okay, well then that wouldn't have even helped here. We can't beat 2 Dreadnoughts. They're just going to kill us. Fuck. This was one of the worst leagues of my life. We're going to do what... We're going to... We're doing a do-over in this. Okay. All right, we're late here tonight, so... Alright, let's look at this. This is our Legacy League Part 2. Alright, I'm not changing the deck list. We're just going to run this and see how we go with it. So, sign up for a league and hope that things go better for us this time. I don't think that there's anything wrong with this list. I think that I made a few mistakes, and also, like, there are just sometimes when the deck just refused to cooperate, so... You know, not drawing another land at different points, or, you know, just a few times when our opponents just drew everything that they needed and we did not keep up with that, so... And then there were a few times, you know, that I also played things incorrectly, too. So, yeah, I don't think that there's anything wrong with the 75, so I'm going to just try it again. Alright, we're on the draw. But I guess we're going to find out, right? Well, this definitely is not helping my cause here. This is better, I guess. I guess I get rid of Image, I think. Alright. Good luck. Good luck with dinner. 5-0 that dinner. Let's see if League 2 goes any better. Tameo, I don't want you to be doing that. Well, that looks really good for us. You're going to get an island and turn this guy on, so... We'll probably get the tapped one, right? So just get a basic island? That's ballsy as hell. Okay. Sure. Swamp plus island here. Well, them having basic swamp is not ideal. They're dazing my Silvergill Adept. So it would have been a great time for Cavern of Souls to make a timely entrance, but no. There is a Psychic Frog that we are not able to really do anything about. Where the fuck were you a turn ago when you actually could have been useful? Yeah, this is just going downhill very fast. Maybe I need Harbingers in the main deck. I feel like it's very likely they're just going to Bowmasters this thing. Which I have to force, right? I don't have a choice. Alright, you win. You've got everything. Like, I can't compete with this. My hand was terrible versus this. Oh, fuck. Alright. I need these cards here. Mistcaller. Haven't seen them. See, this is the hard thing, because you never know, like, if they're playing the version of this deck that actually has the trolls in it or not. But so I don't think Hexcatcher is that important, and I feel like Mistcaller is probably not going to be here based on how they were playing this. But it could be. It could actually matter. Like, these cards could matter to this. It's just not apparent that they are. Alright, we'll try again. This would have been a game where Cavern of Souls would have made a huge difference. I mean, I guess it does now. I am so reliant on this Harbinger of the Tide to not dying, though. Like, this is so weak to Bowmasters here. A lot of what we're doing was under the hope that there wasn't going to be a lot of Bowmasters, but it turns out like there does seem to be more of it today than we were hoping to see, so. Like, it was kind of at a low point, but our league here does not really inspire a lot of confidence in that. Oh, they are going to do the thing. Okay. So they did cycle the troll here. Interesting. Well, maybe this will just end the game then. They won't be able to cast any of the important spells once this is in play. And I might even just copy this thing with a Phantasmal Image just for safety. They did have Troll, so we gotta be aware of that. What have we done? They tried to cast something and it obviously didn't work, so that's pretty good. Let's see if anything happens to this. Alright, they give up. Excellent. Okay, well, we're on the draw this time, so let's see. How do we want to do this now? We do know that they are on the troll plan, so they probably have reanimate, right? That's how this goes. They showed me troll. Which means I think that we need this stuff here. So, what does that mean? We probably don't need to worry about Bowmasters. Okay, that's... I'm guessing that True-Name Nemesis is probably not going to matter in as much here. Removal in general is not as important now. Well, the only thing is this one did have Tameo in it, right? So this still could be, they could be doing both. They could just have some reanimates and not all of them. They may not be all in on this. Mm, maybe just like this. I don't know, this is difficult. It's not immediately obvious exactly how their list is structured because there's a lot of overlap. There's like an entire spectrum between what's like blue-black tempo and reanimator, so probably have to keep this. Because if they try to do the thing, we have protection from that with the fairy here, and otherwise we have a pretty reasonable hand otherwise, yeah, so just hope for the best, I guess. They're keeping 7 cards, so are we. Ponder. All right, sure. Force is not a bad card to have at the moment. Cavern of Souls would probably be our best draw for next turn. They're doing nothing here? Okay. I guess let's test the waters. Do you have a daze or something? I feel like there could be Bowmasters, but I don't want to play into it if there is. Fatal Push, sure. I feel like if they had Bowmasters, that would have been the turn they'd play it, so... I'm not that concerned by a Fatal Push here. Okay, that's not the worst thing. Alright, I guess let's play Silvergill. They didn't have it last turn, so maybe they won't have it this turn. Okay, that's good news for us, I think. Oh, no, they do have it. Okay, neat. Alright, well, we're not doing this. Let's still not do this, please. Alright, well, we need something good here. Harbinger would be great. That's probably fine. Honestly, we're kind of hoping that they just play the reanimate on like Frog or so we can just like get rid of the Bowman and the Frog here. Wasteland doesn't do anything. Well, that fucking sucks. They just had Edict as like one of their last few cards here. And another Frog. Great. That's fantastic. Wonderful. Now we're in a situation where we basically just can't beat this Frog. Their last like couple cards were fantastic, and ours are less than fantastic. We kept in like 2 cards to hedge against their like unfair plan, and they just haven't been doing it. So this was like definitely a sideboard card that they just had. So, and they have a third. They have a third Frog here. All right, this game's over. I mean, I guess I can just kill one of these. They can't save it, so I may as well kill one. It's not impossible yet, but it is extremely unlikely. Like, they're just like a Murktide away from killing us. They shuffled. Oh. This looks like Murktide here, which is a concession. Yeah, I cannot defeat this. It had too many threats. That was way too fucking late in this game. That was unfortunate. Again, like, just could not like keep up with them in this last game. Ah, rough. But yeah, Bowmasters again, just like wrecking us. You see now why I don't play Silvergill Adept in Modern? I hate fucking Orcish Bowmaster so much. Alright, look, this hand is great. We'll keep it. Mulligan to 6. Look, alright. If there's a hand that gets there, it really should be this one. But we really kind of want this Vial to resolve, and we want our opponent to not be another Bowmaster deck. Okay, that's great. Let's see, can we turn this around? Flooded Strand? Okay, sure. No prismatic ending, that's a good sign. I mean, I guess we're playing this. I'm not going to play Silvergill Adept here because I don't want to walk into Dazes at the moment. May as well, and yeah, it's just better to get this other Vial in line because we want to get to a point where we can put True-Name and Image into play together. Force of Will in the graveyard seems correct when we have 2 Vials out, so. However, something bad could happen to Vial at any given point. The only way I'm playing this True-Name next turn is if I draw Cavern of Souls. That's it. Urza Saga. Okay. I'm very concerned now. So we're up against Breakfast. We could be in trouble. They're like 1 card. They are very close to just winning this game. So if this thing, yeah, once they get Shuko, we're dead. Okay. Okay, you know what? All of our problems are solved. That's fine. I'm going to put the Master of the Pearl Trident in play because I don't know if they're going to have Bowmasters, but I don't want to just walk Silvergill Adept in front of it. I want them to actually have to work. But I will take Vial up to 3 and then Vial in Seize to kill this Urza Saga. Faerie. Oh, that's bad. Okay, well, if they bounce my Vial into... Okay, no, they're not bouncing Vial into. Okay, great. I think this means we're in really good shape here. Let me just tick these up. I can actually just kill Teferi here. Well, oh, that's not good. They just found the Shuko? I guess what they just literally had it this turn. That's it. Yeah, okay, I see Nadu's here too. Alright. Nothing we do matters, I guess. They just have it. Okay. Just assume they're just gonna find Dread Return and just get Thassa's Oracle back here. Show me that Dread Return is in your deck and not in your hand. Okay, they got it. Our opponent just yeah, pulled that out of their ass at the last possible second. That sucks. Okay. Well, this is another Nadu deck, and this is gonna be hard. Faerie Macabre actually is useful, though, because we can exile stuff from their graveyard while they're doing their combo. Actually, they can't combo off like this either if Ghost Vacuum is out, I think. Uh, no, I don't. I think maybe that's a little bit too much. The Mistcaller would still be good. I think this is okay like this. What do we not want here? I mean, Harbinger seems excellent. We probably want to keep that. I think Phantasmal Image is probably less than excellent. Okay, try again. I mean, I guess we're going to keep this. We have Harbinger of the Seas. This card is very good against them. We were set up to try very hard there, but just ripped Shuko. So what are you going to do? Dismember is also helpful. Yep. So I might just Violent Tideshaper here so I can just start attacking. That's less than ideal. Choose Wizard here. Well, they got Shuko. Alright. Very good, because now I have another card I can pitch to force. I can put Master in play. They're probably just going to play Nadu, and I will probably have to dismember it, which will suck, but such is life. Let's see what happens here. Maybe, oh, yeah, maybe we're just getting rid of Harbinger of the Seas in the future. If they just play like Teferi, then I might have to just do that. Actually, if they play Teferi, I don't think it's not that big a deal. Teferi might just be okay. So we can Vial in this Tideshaper. Now, if they play Nadu, then things are going to get out of hand really quickly. Ponder? Okay, so that's probably good news for us. They're just going to play Cephalid, then I will have to dismember it in response to Shuko, right? They shuffle. Okay, that's good. If they don't do anything, then definitely Harbinger is going to get put into play. So it looks like they are going for Cephalid here. Okay. They don't bother targeting it with anything. That's surprising. I think, let's see, if I put Tide Shaper in play here, I think I'm supposed to keep the Tide Shaper for force right now. So I gotta take these up. Oh, that's very good. Okay. Let's see. So the 11 here. So if I play Tide Shaper, just play Harbinger of the Seas. Like, that should be good enough. So be 3, 6, 9. Yeah, okay. This makes their spells counterable again. That should just do it. Okay, we got there. Ah, okay. Good. Do I change anything here? I don't think so. I think that we're probably actually maybe Consign to Memory is a little bit better than I'm giving it credit for. Counters the Shuko. Counters the Narcomoebas from coming back. They like can't combo with the Narcomoebas. Or also counters the Oracle triggers too. You know what? Maybe I'm supposed to bring this in. Yeah, it does counter the Thassa's trigger. That might actually be worth it. Maybe, well, they can't combo while the Mistcaller's in play, right? So probably it's got to be better than True-Name Nemesis here, because the True-Name doesn't seem terribly good in this matchup. Null Rod is definitely fine too, but I guess I'm keeping this. I can cast Silvergill and hope that I draw into the land by turn 3. The thing is, Null Rod does hurt my own Aether Vials a little bit. Vacuum also does interact with them. That's correct. I don't want to like overboard for this match though. I want to keep things that, in general, they either like can't do anything about, or that will be disruptive at the same time. Like Mistcaller is a good example because I can attack them with Mistcaller, but it also threatens to keep them from doing the thing. Or like Faerie Macabre, they don't. It will interact with their ability to win the game here, but they can't do any. They won't know about it until it's too late, and I can do it through Teferi. So that's actually fine. Because I'll just I'll play Silvergill into Harbinger most likely. But we are protected from them comboing here, and hopefully this will be enough. We can get Harbinger into play. Well, oh, that's very good. Okay. So at any given point, like, if they just go for it, right? Faerie Macabre in response to Dread Return will just end them. Okay, cool. So they know about this card. These are all fine things here. Fairy is the bane of your existence. You never know when it's going to happen. You play. I love Oops All Spells. A fellow Oops enjoyer. I was playing it in Vintage actually, like like a month or two ago, something like that. It's really fun. Nobody ever expects it. They play around that like 0% of the time, so. Now, there could be Teferi here. Like, but I don't think it matters if there is. Okay, there's not. Okay, so yeah, I think no matter what happens, we're probably just slamming this Harbinger of the Seas. They shuffled their library. Their hand is not good at all. Okay. Here's the thing. If this Harbinger of the Seas resolves, I probably just win, right? Cavern of Souls would be the best draw here. That's a close second. That's good. So if they just play Illusionist and go for it, Faerie just wins the game. When am I going to upload new modern content? Probably after the bans. That's what. That's when. I know fishes and shit. All right, they just gave up. All right, finally, we're back in it, and we're back in this. But look, I think Modern is in a very, very miserable state right now, and I have no interest in playing a dead format for the next, like, 2 weeks, so we will do more Modern when Wizards of the Coast fixes Modern. In the meantime, you can probably expect that next week we're going to play 2015 Modern, because I've really been enjoying that format a lot. And also we might do a stream of some Explorer just to screw around with Pioneer Masters, because Master of Waves is finally coming to Arena, and I want to play with that card just because it's fun. Not because I feel like that deck is going to be amazing or anything, but just because I think it would be finally fun to play with it on Arena. All right, well, we are on the play. 3-1 in Legacy with Oops right now. Oh, well, get it. This is not a good hand. This is better. Keep this. Get rid of, I guess, Cavern of Souls, because this makes, 2 basic islands here makes Sink into Stupor castable, so. I don't know. Like, anybody who's been watching me long enough knows that, like, my attitude with Wizards of the Coast is not a very good one. Like, they have very much failed to impress me with the way that they manage Magic the Gathering, and they have mismanaged Modern almost like every step of the way for the last like 6 years straight. The list you played at F&M felt very good despite the bad format. Well, I mean, look, I don't mean I what in the fuck is this? Oh, they're gonna play Wrath of the Skies in this deck, I assume. Look, what people play at F&M and what gets played in like larger tournaments and like even on here generally tend to be vastly different experiences. Like, I am more concerned about what I am going to expect on here, which is a lot of hostility for the most part. So I don't want to play this Harbinger of the Seas until they crack this fetch and get a land. So I'm going to play Master of the Pearl Trident first. 2 players who you face tonight, 1 in Merc versus. Okay. I think that there's a very reasonable chance they're going to try to Shatter the Skies me next turn. So I'm not going to play this Aether Vial. I'm going to wait and see if they like try to get Tundra here. Ooh, they did not. Interesting. Very sweaty local scene. Terminus. Okay. Are you going to get basic planes or are you going to be greedy? No, they're going to go for this. All right. Well, Terminus is pretty brutal. There's not a lot of Terminus players out there these days. Okay, well, this Harbinger of the Seas is looking worse and worse because they're on like mono basics now. No, the area I live is a very competitive one. Like, people play a lot, so I am very much used to that. But okay, well, I guess we're playing Silvergill Adept. Whoops. We want this to be uncounterable. Thank you. Silvergill Adept here. And then we'll play the Aether Vial. Actually, you know what? Maybe I won't. I'll just keep Hexcatcher up. I don't know, I guess, like, I wouldn't have expected that there'd be a lot of Terminus out there right now. Are you fucking kidding? Like, they're playing Counterbalance in the year of our Lord, in the year of our Lord 2024? Really? This is happening? I don't even know what... I don't know how to... What the fuck? I guess I'm just gonna play this Hexcatcher now. Okay, they're gonna swords this thing. Sure. Okay. Alright, is my vial gonna resolve? They revealed swords to plowshares. That's fantastic. So at least they're telling me that playing Harbinger of the Seas is not an option here. Never did they not have it. Oh, I remember Miracles with Top. That was one of the greatest eras of Merfolk of all time. Like, because we were basically, like, we could not lose to that deck if we tried. But things are different now. Once they got, like, Monastery Mentor, like, everything just, like, went away, so... That was the point at which they were able to start winning games here. This feels really bad. I cannot let Teferi resolve right now. I have to play 2 creatures in 1 turn because if I... Okay, so they have another Swords to Plowshares on top of their deck. Okay, well now it literally doesn't. I have to draw True-Name Nemesis or the game is over. That's not gonna do it. Sure. So they're just gonna Swords my guy, and then Teferi the other one. Oh, that was a mistake. I should have played the Lord first because I forgot this one's not uncounterable. But I know what's on top of their deck. It's just a matter of they could have force-willed this one, so... But no, they're just going to Swords this guy and then just Teferi bounce this guy, and we're so far behind it doesn't matter. Yep. Sure. Like I said, I needed True-Name Nemesis there. Like, if I draw True-Name now, it's not too late. But that is, like, the worst thing I could have drawn here. Flooded Strand's not doing anything. Well, they've used 3 swords already, so there is that. They have to do something here, otherwise I'm going to kill Teferi. I guess they could Snapcaster and then just, like, get swords this, right? Okay, that's it. We're dead. Too far behind here, and we're not catching up. Honestly, we don't really need to change very much. The only things that we're not sure about, like, it is possible they could have something like Uro, but we don't know that for a fact. I think the safest thing to do is bring in the Ghost Vacuums and get rid of the Mistcallers. And the Mistcallers are not generally very good against them anyway. We'll just, I guess maybe Consign to Memory would have been okay because it can counter the Miracle Trigger. So I kind of regret that. No, that would have been a little bit better. All right, we'll keep this. Here, look, this is the kind of hand that we need to, like, win this. The only thing, yeah, we don't know if they're gonna find, like, Tropical Island or Forest or something and play, like, Uro. Probably not. It seems unlikely, but I mean, just in case, because we don't have a good way to beat it otherwise. And it does stop Snapcaster, or if they were for some reason playing like Murktide Region as a finisher, like it can slow that down too. But Well, they shuffled their deck, so their hand was up. There was obvious that Ponder was really bad. So Brainstorm here, they might set up a Terminus on top. We have to be aware of that. Scalding Tarn. Okay. Well, here's the thing. They won't be able to do it until next turn. I think I do play the Hexcatcher here. Because if they have Terminus, I'm going to lose two things anyway, but at least I can choose to keep my Lord of Atlantis. And it gets in the extra damage now in case they did not have Terminus. And they'll be tapped out anyway, so that will help a little bit. Okay, so they did not have the Terminus on top. Because they just shuffled everything away, so... What? You just shuffled! How are you this fucking good at Magic cards, opponent? This is fucking insane. They literally just shuffled the whole thing away. Like, that's not fair. What the fuck? They just... That was a blind flip Terminus. I don't have the words. I'm keeping the Hexcatcher. Get that shit out of here. Alright, look. I am threatening to kill them next turn. Alright, what are we doing, opponent? Supreme Verdict would suck. Wrath of the Skies? X equals 2. Okay. Okay, they give up. Alright, good. Ugh. Alright, making me have to work for... You know what? We're taking these fucking consigned to memories here. Alright. I am getting the impression that, like, the only thing that this is going to deal with is, probably Snapcaster Mage, and this is also going to do the same thing anyway, so you know what? This is fine. But it also deals with Terminus as well. Alright, this is such a weird hand. Like, I don't think this is actually all that good. We've got like 4 lands, like a creature we can't play in turn 2, and like and we're in the draw. Like, I don't think that's good. This is definitely better. We'll get rid of Phantasmal Image. No, Image is fine because we can use it to copy like True-Name Nemesis, or, you know, even just like Silvergill Adepts to draw more cards. It's good against like the Reanimator decks when they put stuff like Archons in, then you can just copy their Archon and then that is like, it's almost like a counter spell to it. It's also good against like the red Stompy deck for kind of the same reasons, because you can just copy their Bombardiers. Okay, I'm definitely going to play Silvergill Adept here. I'll attack first. Image is not necessary, but this was like a meta choice that I had made at a point where, you know, we weren't expecting to see a whole lot of Orcish Bowmasters. Because most of the decks were not playing very many of them, but we just keep running into them regardless. Well, Consign is good to pick up here, but I don't know, it might be a little bit late for... Okay, well, you know what, then we don't have to worry. Sure, Swords on a Silvergill is... That's like one of the dumbest things for them to hit with this. Okay, if they're just going to Snapcaster Swords this, then I feel like I'm in a really good spot. Because that's not like a terribly... Like, I'm not super threatened by this at all. They swapped Bowman for the Skeleton Dude. Well, yeah, that's what I was kind of counting on, but not today. I guess I'll show... I guess I'll show them Harbinger of the Seas because it's the thing I'm least likely to play next turn. I'm going to play the Aether Vial because I don't think that I have to worry about them playing like Terminus or anything with it that I'm going to consign here, so... I mean, okay. You're going to kill your own Snapcaster Mage to get rid of my Silvergill Adept in a vial that doesn't matter. I think I'm okay with that. Here's the thing. They have 3 cards here, and... I'm pretty sure this is the point at which we just play, like, True-Name Nemesis, right? Because this will start to take over the game by itself. Don't blind flip any more Terminus on me. I could use more lands, though. More lands would be very good, because then I can start playing things and holding up Consign. Back to basics? Oh, that sucks. Alright. Well, here's the thing. I still have our True-Name to go to town on them, so... This still might be enough to just win by itself. Yeah, okay. Revealing Swords to Plowshares. I guess their plan is maybe Dress Down. And go after my opponent. But if they try to play Dress Down, then I will consign the trigger on that. Because then they cannot Swords my True-Name. Okay. I mean, this hurts, but yeah, it turns out playing True-Name was the correct thing to do here, so... This is our path to victory. We need to dodge 4 turns of bullshit here. Force is actually a very good card to have drawn here. They cannot crack this Scalding Tarn or it takes a full turn off the clock, so I would not expect... This land is basically useless to them right now. That is very ballsy, opponent. I cannot believe that you would do that. Or they have to be going for another Wrath of the Sky. Well, fortunately we drew Force here. And I guess let's get rid of Harbinger of the Seas, right? They know about this and we're not casting it anyway. Don't have a... Oh, they have their own Force! No! Okay, well, that sucks. Fuck. Or we have to have another land now, right? That's the only way we can do this. I need another island. Fuck! We were so close! How did they find, like... Wait, my land's untapped. Oh, why? I didn't play anything. Okay, I still have Hexcatcher. I can still do that. That's fine. This is not over yet. Terminus, they're not going to cast this thing. It doesn't matter. Why? Why would you cast this? There are no creatures in play. They just got so excited to see Terminus that they... Okay. Well, you know what? Opponent... Actually, that was wrong. I should have tapped the Wasteland and not this. Okay. That's fine, I guess. Please force of will this thing. I fucking dare you. What are you gonna do? Are you gonna put Terminus on top? No, they're gonna put Ponder on top. Okay, sure. They have no cards, right? So they're down to just this Ponder. We're still winning this game, boys. Somehow, some way, we're still in this. They're gonna Ponder and just look for something. All right, what do your top three look like? Is this shuffle here? They chose not to shuffle here, so they did find a swords. All right. Okay. Well, here's the thing. I can just keep playing creatures, and eventually one of these will do the job. Yeah, I may as well just do this while they're tapped out. All right, we win the match. Finally! We're getting there. Oh my god, that was a battle. Look. True-Name Nemesis is like one of the best things that ever happened to us during that era of Magic, and hopefully you kind of see why. Like, it will just... The idea is that you beat Terminus by making them go all in, and like, Terminus has to be the thing that saves their life from your board, and then you play True-Name after the Terminus and just hope that they can't, like, beat the True-Name. And hopefully by the point, even if they find an answer to True-Name, you'll have drawn like so many more cards and to deploy after it that it will just then overwhelm them anyway. Historically, Miracles has been a very, very good matchup to us. Like, it used to be unlosable, and then it eventually got to a point where once they got stuff like Monastery Mentor, it was possible for them to win that game. Now, all of a sudden, if they could go like Mentor very early and just play a bunch of cantrips quickly, but it got better for them over time. But yeah, Counterbalance is like very sketchy against fishes, so we're usually not that upset to see that card. They're like, and it looks like they're playing that deck like they don't really have a whole lot of like new stuff in it. They're just playing a lot of old cards that I guess the only newer one is like Wrath of the Skies, but like we expect to see like Supreme Verdict anyway, so their Wrath of the Skies blowing up their own back to basics actually was the thing that saved our asses there. So, fantastic for us. All right, let's put this at 2-1. So we're back on top, finally. We're like, we need to win one more. We get some money back here. That's good. Ah, fuck. All right, fine. I would take like that match any day, right? That's so much easier for us to play against than like these stupid Bowmasters. Our strategy today only really works if we're not expecting a lot of like Plague Engineer and ideally not a lot of Bowmasters. If I expect a lot of Bowman, I'm not playing Silvergill Adept in my deck. I really like Silvergill Adept, but we cannot play it if it's just going to get killed for free. That's terrible. And even worse, it's like a liability against our own lords, because if we play Gill and they respond by playing Bowman and use the Gill trigger to kill off our lords, that is so much worse. So, all right, this is fine. It would be nice though if we could get a match in. It's been like what almost 3 minutes here in this waiting queue here. Ugh. Well, and I should also mention that's kind of the same problem with Floodpit's Drowner, because it's again very bad against Bowmaster. If I didn't have to worry about that card, then I would be much more inclined. Since again, there's not a lot of Plague Engineer at the moment. I think this hand is keepable, but only just. Like, I will keep this, but it does carry a certain amount of risk to it. I will probably just play Tideshaper in turn 2. And Silvergill off the Vial and see what happens with this Harbinger. Alright, what do we got, opponent? What are we doing here? Polluted Delta. We've been seeing so many blue decks today. Are we going to see another Frog today? Probably. Ponder? Sure. Well, I'll probably just be vialing in this Tideshaper and not actually casting it. Again, because there is a very high chance that Daze is a card we need to be worried about here, so the only way I'm casting this is if I draw another 1-drop. Okay, that's really good here. Well, we'll cast the Silvergill Adept, reveal the Tideshaper, because we're definitely going to vial it in. Since they cannot force this, and this will enter play, even if they Bowman kill it, it would still take their whole turn. Which would open them up now to Harbinger of the Seas, which is very fine by me. See what they want to do here. Bloodstained Mire, get Underground Sea. That's ideal for me. No, they got basic Swamp. They know how this game is played. There is the Bowmasters right there. Well, that's not great. Okay. Sure. Well, then I'm not vialing in this Tideshaper. I'm actually just going to hit the basic Swamp. Actually, nope. We're going to play the Mistcaller first to play around Daze. Because they could be playing Reanimator stuff here. And then we will Tideshape this. Get rid of the Swamp here. Hopefully entice them into getting Underground Sea. And we'll go from there. I am 1,000% sure they expected me to vial this Tideshaper in here. I am not sure they thought that I would take this line. Emperor of Bones, yeah, that's definitely possible. Now, oh, they don't have anything else here to do? Okay, well that's very good for us then. I'm gonna keep this on too. Just gonna play the Harbinger of the Seas. Since it can't be countered, we'll just pass. Yeah, the Mistcaller does interact with the Emperor of Bones, so that's good. So here's the thing, they can't do anything, and we can't really either yet. We have our Vial in 2, so any lords we draw, we can just Vial them in, and they can't do anything about it. Yeah. We probably don't have any more basic swamps in the deck. They discarded Cling to Dust? Okay, that's fine. Beautiful. Let's just kill them before they find an answer. Why the fuck would you not do that in the middle of combat, opponent? What is wrong with you? You petty theft the master and, like, block this thing. What is... Nani? Why? I don't get it. How is this the play? Explain this to me in a way that makes sense. If you had this, you definitely 1000% should have bounced the Master of the Pearl Trident. There's no question about that. This like, I vialed it in to play around the counter magic. I was not playing around this on purpose because I didn't think you would have, like, many copies of that card. You're gonna take my Tide Shaper here? Okay. Explain to me what your plan is, because I'm still gonna attack you for at least 5 now. I don't know what kind of crack they're smoking, but that they got the good shit. This cannot be a card that you cast as with your only black source, right? Like, is it literally the only thing you can cast right now? I don't understand. If you had Fatal Push or something, that would have been the way to go. Even another Bowmasters would have to be better. I don't know. I don't see how, like, Thought Seizing the Tide Shaper is helping you. It feels to me like they've lost this game, and think that there's much we have to worry about here. Snapcaster? What are you gonna Snapcaster back here? Cling to Dust? Go to 6? Okay. Sure. I would love for you to waste this, right? Because even if you use Force here, it won't actually save you. Because you'll go to 2, you'll gain 3, and then I still have lethal. Okay. Excellent. Fantastic. Okay, well, I don't understand. Yeah, this is weird. So... My guess is that this is Grixis control, right? That's what we're worried about here. Which means this is a 4 Bowmaster deck. Probably means that I am assuming that we probably don't have to worry about Emperor of Bones, because this is Grixis. I think based on what we saw that that's not really the card. They probably do have Abhorrent Oculus. We know they have Snapcaster Mage, Cling to Dust, so probably Ghost Vacuum is not a bad card here. Just kind of for the same reason that it's like good against the Uro decks that like keeps them from using their graveyard for value. We can stop them from doing a lot of the same, probably. And let's see. With Snapcaster and Bowmasters, potentially, like, could be other cards here. Consign is almost a reasonable card here. We probably do have, like, Lightning Bolts. And Kolaghan's Command to worry about. So, it's tough to say. I'm guessing the images are probably not good. So maybe the Dismembers. Maybe we just bring in like one of these. I think I'm willing to try this. Well, we have another no land opener. I don't think I can keep this either. Like, they just thought sees me, I die. Alright, I have to keep this. I think this is also one of those hands where we just have to keep 2 lands, 3 creatures. I don't think we can afford the Vial here. Yeah. Because if we keep, like, Vial, then Thoughtseize basically just erases our game. This at least gives us a chance. So it's not a good mulligan against this deck. That was a great card to pick up. If we can find Cavern of Souls, that will be very good. I'm just hoping they don't, like, Thoughtseize me again before this True-Name hits play. Well, they know about this anyway, so I may as well play it. Even though it probably eats Fatal Push or something. No, it doesn't. They have no Bowmasters and no Fatal Push. So what does this mean? Kolaghan's Commands? They're going to deal 2 and make me discard a card? Seems possible. They might Snapcaster Thoughtseize me again. That would suck. Looks like that's what's happening. Yep, okay. Goodbye, True-Name Nemesis, right? There is a 0% chance they can let me keep this card. They will actually just die. But they don't seem to have a lot of removal in their hand, so, like, maybe just having 2 lords here might be enough. Like, if this resolves, your chances of killing me go way down, right? You have to take True-Name. Like, yeah, there's no choice here. Like, it has to be that. But it does mean that that's kind of fine. I think I will keep this in my hand, though, just in case of Kolaghan's Command. So, like, if they make me discard a card, then I can just, you know, discard Sink into Stupor. There's no reason to play it right now. Yeah, this sounds like Orcish Bowmasters, and I'm not falling for your trap. Brainstorm. At least they're going to look for it. I guess it's possible Toxic Deluge could be a thing. So if I draw another land, there's also a reasonable chance I just don't play anything. I just, like, hold up Sink just because of Deluge. They have to do it now if they have it, right? They cannot afford to, like, let me attack them for 6. Yeah, no. If you have Deluge, you don't have it. You have to do it at the moment. I can't do anything about it if you do. They might. What are we doing? Blood Moon? What the fuck is this? This does nothing. This does literal nothing to me. What, opponent? What are you doing? That is like, what hand did you keep that made you think that this was a reasonable, like, idea? I don't get it. Okay, well, here's the thing. Now, when I attack them for 8 here, they can't Toxic Deluge me anymore. They're at 2. So Deluge is not an option. So I don't actually know what, like, are they gonna Damnation me here? Is that it? Is, like, that's their out? This was, I don't know what the play was, but fetching to play a Blood Moon that does literal nothing on this board was probably not it. Okay, we win the match. So we are 3-1. See, this is a much better league here. I don't know what that game was. It felt like they were doing everything in their power to just, like, let us win that one. So, because they did basically nothing the whole time. Their entire keep seemed like, what they kept 7 cards. Like, they kept what? Thoughtseize and Snapcaster Mage. That's it, right? That, and well, you saw, like, even on our mulligan here, that keeping the lands and the creatures was much better than keeping the vial. Okay. I think I am going to keep this. This is a little bit threat light. We have some protection here. This is one of those hands where we're putting all of our hopes and dreams into True-Name Nemesis. Alright, so we had a miserable first league. This league is going a lot better, so we have turned it around. Let's see if we can come back out on top one more time. Alright. Tundra decks usually bode pretty well for us, and that was a very good pickup here. Again, we didn't lead on Cavern of Souls because if they're going to burn a Force of Will in this, that's kind of okay with us. Got rid of a Brainstorm? Sure. See, like, here, it kind of doesn't matter what they do, right? I don't have to do shit. Oh, this is that's exactly what I want to be playing right now. I will show you a Master of the Pearl Trident. Okay. That's actually fine. I'll probably pitch that to Force if need be. They play, like, Teferi here. No, they might just play Bowman. Alright, well, they're gonna Thoughtseize me first, so this could, they probably have to take True-Name Nemesis. No, they took Force of Will. Okay. So I don't know what we're up against here. I guess I'm attacking them. Swords? Okay. Sure. So, all right. What deck is playing Thoughtseize, Swords of Plowshares, and Force of Will? This is not something I really expected to run across today. Well, I guess I get Esper Control, right? Okay, so that's fine. So there is likely that there's some Bowmasters and Frogs here. Probably no sweeper, so I think if we just play this True-Name Nemesis, this is going to be very good. So we just do that. They only have 2 cards left, so... And at this point, if they just play a frog or something, then we can just bounce it back to their hand. Meticulous Archive, sure. Alright. I don't know if Delta is really the one that's going to do it. Abhorrent Oculus, huh? Okay. Well, you're going to get to Manifest Dread once, and then I'm just going to bounce it back to your hand. Let's hope that their Manifest Dread was not very good. We can just follow it up by playing a bunch of Lords. Oh, no, I'm not going to block this thing. I have so much life here. There is no reason for me to block this. Okay. Oh, are we up against Stifle Knot again? Is that what's happening? Well, they have... Okay, well, that could be a thing. Neat. All right. You're at 3. I think that I'm supposed to just Wasteland here. I mean, I could force them to get black mana. I think I'm supposed to just kill this thing. Sure. I don't think that's gonna matter. I'm pretty sure you're just gonna die next turn to this True-Name Nemesis, and so literally none of this makes any difference. So I think that this looks like an Esper Stifle Knot deck. Yep, okay. That, yeah, it's... Alright. How do we go about doing this? I mean, probably Dismember, it matters, right? They do have Oculus, so it might be... Well, it's... There is some chance that it might be worth having the Vacuum, but it is not immediately apparent. I think the Mistcaller is probably not good. Harbinger of the Tides is probably fine. guessing Phantasmal Image is probably less than fine. We could bring in the Ghost Vacuum. The Vacuum, if they have Barrogoyf, interacts with that. It makes it harder for the frog to get through unblocked. It also makes it harder for them to cast Oculus. If they have Murktide, it also stops that. So, but it's not immediately clear that we want the Vacuum. I think we're just getting rid of the image. Everything else seems like it's probably okay. And it is very possible that they may not have, like, they might not have basics to play around Harbinger of the Sea. So if that card enters play, then it may be lights out. Okay. Oh, you can see they drew a bajillion cards after the last game. They were just like really, yeah, kind of tilted by it. All right, this is a very risky hand. I think that I don't think I can keep this just because like the risk of not casting any of my creatures is so high. This is actually worse. Okay, I'm gonna keep this, but like this is basically the same problem as the hand we had last time, except I don't know. It's equally dangerous here. But Cavern of Souls is a little bit of an improvement. If we can find a second land, this hand goes from shit to amazing. But if we don't find the second land, this hand is awful. So, all right. We have at least 3 cards that like are castable until we get the second land, which we've used one of them already. But we really, 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 really want that island next turn. There's a Psychic Frog. I have to force this thing. Cannot let them have that early. You know what? That'll work. Okay, we can play the Silvergill Adept now. That's also, I guess, fine to draw here in case they find, like, the Dreadnought. See, I kind of want them to force my force here so that I could just dismember it, but I guess that's not going to happen. No, we're not casting. Like, they might have, like, Swords to Plowshares here, so let's attack and see if they, like, use it first. They do. Okay. Let's see. Thoughtseize, Ponder. Is it more likely they have another Swords or more likely they have another Frog? So I go after the black mana or do I go after the white mana? Probably the white mana, because they could also have brought in Prismatic Ending, I guess. So if they don't have another land here, that makes the most amount of sense. So if they do play another frog, I can always just dismember it, so... Because it's all a moot point if they play a fetch land, but we have to play assuming that they're not going to do that. If they just play Containment Priest, Teferi's not good for us, but I guess if it bounces something, then I get to kill Teferi. Well, now I can redeploy on the black mana, and we just hope that they don't have Hope they don't have another swords. They do. It's unfortunate. You know, there was also some argument to not kicking this thing because then I might want to kill a Oculus this turn. They do have 6 cards now, which is worth noting. Seems like maybe they don't have it, though. Alright, let's hope not. Let's hope they have nothing. Oh, they have some. They have the 3rd swords? Oh, fuck. Alright. I think we're on the True-Name Nemesis or Bust plan now. They like if they have 3 swords to plowshares, then like so be it. That's life. It sucks, but it happens. And you know what? Sometimes life is really good for us too. Alright. I need to get rid of this Teferi before they find a way to Dreadnought me. They just really want to draw a card that badly? Okay. Sounds good to me. I guess if they play Oculus, they can get like they can manifest Dread once. I guess manifesting Dread would be really good if they hit the they have do they find a swords here? They could have. They found the 4th swords to plowshares. Good job, opponent. Okay. Alright, well, we're fucked. That we do have answers to this, but we need them very quickly here. I need like Harbinger or Sync, right? I've already used 2 Syncs here, so our options are very limited. Fucking their last couple cards here were Swords to Plowshares, Dress Down into Phyrexian Dreadnought. That is actually incredible. That was the 4th swords. It's okay. You just wanted it more than me. Get fucking out of my chat, you stupid bot. Alright, I guess here Silvergill Adept keeps me alive to try to find Harbinger of the Tide, so I have to do this. Alright. We need to draw Harbinger of the Tides next turn, and we need our opponent to do literally nothing. If they play any creature, we are just dead. Alright, that's it. The game's over. Alright, well, that was rough. There's nothing we could do about that. Do I want to make any changes to here, knowing that this is what we're up against? I don't think so. Actually, maybe Consign to Memory just because it counters Dress Down, right? This, like, that is relevant. That's probably oh, it also counters Dreadnought. Why do I keep forgetting that? It does counter Phyrexian Dreadnought. Okay. Yeah, that's good. So, is there anything here I don't particularly like? I guess maybe I can cut a Hexcatcher. Okay, let's do this. Come on, give me a good hand here for the last game. It's not terrible. Alright. We're really hoping that Silvergill Adept gets us there. What the fuck is this for? This does nothing against me, opponent, right? You know that, like, Aether Vial is not affected by Grafdigger's Cage? Yes? Okay, they F6'd here. That's fine. I don't understand the purpose of this. This is literally a useless card against me. Okay. Okay, pass. Violin Adept on their turn. That'll be a nice little surprise for them. All this does really is just make it so that you cannot, like I don't think you have Snapcaster Mage, but just in case you do, it's not going to work. Okay. I mean, I would love to draw more creatures right now, but Vial's not really doing it. That's a great one to draw. Get this one out here so then I can get one ticked up to 3 and one on 2. Here's a good question. Do I actually give a shit about this? I don't think so. That one does interact with Aether Vial, so good on you for recognizing that. My plan here is to just jam True-Name Nemesis and hope that that kills you. That seems like that's just going to win the game if I play it. I don't think they're blocking here. Interesting. They don't even try to float mana here. Sure. We are like one Lord of Atlantis away from just like crushing victory. All right, well, we're hoping our opponent does not have another Phyrexian Dreadnought. They do. That sucks. I guess I should have forced that thing, right? That's terrible. Well, the only good news is that, well, okay, so we're going to take a bajillion damage here. We could still draw something to bounce this. They can't actually cast any of the cards that they draw with it because of Harbinger. So there's a chance at least. We have to draw a Springs or a Harbinger of the Tides, right? That's where we're at. All right. This is it. Not good odds. We only have like what, 5 outs? That was not the one. Yeah, this thing does have trample, so it is going to attack us. Like, I can't block enough that you got an opponent. I guess it could have been a mistake. If I force Curie, like, then maybe I actually just win this game because I wasn't thinking about the fact that they could just have two dreadnoughts. So I think that's on me. That game was probably winnable if I countered that instead. I don't know. Other than that, like, I think we were doing just fine. The only thing that I would consider is maybe having more Harbinger of the Tides. It seems like maybe we're getting to a point where Harbinger should be in the main deck instead of like Phantasmal Image, so that would have definitely helped a bit and make up some more sideboard slots for cards that might help. Maybe like more consigns or like, I don't know, Force of Negation or something of that sort. I don't know. Other than that, like, everything seemed like it was okay. Like, these cards are mostly doing what they're supposed to do, so I don't really have anything else to say about this. Like, our first league was a disaster. I think that this was definitely we went 3-2 in this league, but that last game was definitely like very winnable for us. Like, we could have 4-1 in this league. With just one different decision. That's all it would have taken. I think part of it is also I'm just not used to playing against that deck, so I don't have the reps in against it to understand how important some of these cards are, and it does seem like Curie is a little bit more important than I really give it credit for. So, yeah, I mean, other than that, like, I don't really have anything else to say about it. Like, I feel like Merfolk and Legacy is probably in a much better spot than Modern is right now. So, I'm not playing Modern until they ban cards from Energy and they also ban the One Ring. Like, Modern is a fucking shit show right now, and they should be disgusted with the state that they've left that format in. Like, the One Ring was in like 60% of decks right now. That is like 20% more than both Oko and Luris were at their peak. It is absolutely just absurd that that format has been allowed to go to that point. Like, that card should have been emergency banned like weeks ago. It's just insane. Like, you have to have the most incredible reason to not be playing that card in your deck. And like, even still, like, it's energy is just like so ridiculous. It's like 25%, something like that. Like, Splinter Twin was banned when that deck was less than 15%. Like, this is how far things have fallen. Like, we have a deck that's like a quarter. Oh, I'm sorry. That's just Boros, right? When you add in the Mardu version, it's literally like a third of the format is one deck. Like, how is it that we have allowed this to go on for so long? So, like, no, I am not touching Modern until that gets fixed because that format is a complete train wreck and it is not worth playing until that happens. It is not worth investing time to trying to figure that stuff out. So, I think that there is a chance that like something like Psychic Frog gets banned in Legacy at the same time, but it is not as clear or dire that I think that that happens. So there it is a little bit it's worth a little bit more to invest into this format right now. Also, I think that there's just a lot more that's worth looking at here as I think we have way more card options in this. Like, I think both Harbinger and True-Name Nemesis are really good. Some people have been playing with Sfeilun in this format, which I think is also, very reasonable. Like, we've been experimenting with Phantasmal Image, we can actually like screw around with Silvergill Adept. Like, it's there are actually options to try here. So Legacy is, I think, in a much better spot than Modern is. It's not perfect at the moment, but you know what? Formats never are. But it's definitely way better than that, and so I would expect that we'll probably play this at least one more week before the Modern bans. If I don't, I'd have to look at the exact calendar to figure that out. But yeah. Next week, like I said, we'll probably be playing a more 2015 Modern because I've really been enjoying that, and I think that Merfolk is actually just absurdly good in that. I know it is a like fan format, but I think that it's a historical one, and it is like one of my favorite experiences playing Magic ever. So yeah, we're gonna continue to do that because I really like it, and I think that it deserves the coverage, and you should try it out too. They have a wonderful Discord. And if you've been watching any of the videos I've made on it so far, then you can find the links in the description there. So, and then probably next week, and since we usually record that and upload it, we'll probably actually do a live stream messing around on Arena with Master Waves and something. All right, so that's where we're at here. It's enough Legacy for today. I will see everybody again next week. Until then, take it easy, everybody. Oops. All right, there we go. See ya.